back to my channel. If you're a new babe, hit the subscribe button because you're gonna wanna stay. If you're returning, hey besties, it's so good to see you again. Happy New Year. We are in 2025 and we are hitting the ground running with our health and fitness goals for the year, okay? I'm honestly so excited to be starting this new year, already prepared with healthy meals that are gonna help me reach my health and fitness goals that I have. It's a new year, the same journey, but even bigger goals. I absolutely will be holding myself accountable weekly to make sure that I am fueling my body with the foods and nutrients that it needs. And if that sounds similar to the journey that you were on or hoping to get yourself on, I've got some recipes for you. Last year, I lost quite a bit of weight, and this year I'm still wanting to shed a couple more pounds. So I'm back in the kitchen experimenting, trying to provide you guys with some fun and creative food inspiration. You guys already know, pause to read my disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a professional. In fact, I sought the help of a nutritionist and a trainer. So I'm just out here trying to make healthy eating less boring and less redundant and less mundane, because that's the quickest way for me to fall off track. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into this meal prep. All right, y'all, so to kick off this meal prep, we are making some easy 4-ingredient protein bagels. All you need is some bread flour, baking powder, salt, and Greek yogurt. I'm using cinnamon as my 5th bonus ingredient because you know I'm a cinnamon girly, okay? Basically, you're just gonna combine all of your dry ingredients in a bowl, whisk them together really good, and then you're going to add in your Greek yogurt. The Greek yogurt that I'm using today is the byeeee. I believe it's the 0% milk fat. Use whatever one you got, but this brand specifically works the best because it's less wet than other Greek yogurts. I've tried this with Chobani and it was entirely too wet and I just did not like the result, but this byeeee works really, really good. Now, of course, all of my recipes are down below in the description box, but all you need for this recipe is 1 cup of bread flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and however much cinnamon you want to use, okay? We season with love over here. I probably would have put in like 2 tablespoons if I could, but you know, we're showing some restraint. Once your dough looks like a crumbly mixture, you're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of bread flour or whatever type of flour you use, and you're going to sprinkle it out onto the counter and then transfer your dough onto the counter, and you're going to knead it for about 1 to 1.5 minutes or until the dough is less sticky. My dough was still kind of sticky, but it came together. I just didn't want to overwork the gluten in the flour, so I stuck to that 1 to 1.5 minute mark. Now we have a nice ball of dough. I'm gonna go ahead and use a knife to section it into 4 equal sections, and we're just going to roll them and make them into bagels. Now that all my bagels have been formed, I'm gonna go ahead and make a simple egg wash with just egg and a little bit of cinnamon because I couldn't help myself. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk it really, really well, and then we're just going to brush the egg wash on top of each of our bagels and then pop them into the oven at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes. Look at these bagels. First of all, the look of them should tell you everything that you need to know, but the smell, I'm really a baker. In 2025, I think that's gonna be my new profession because, I will never purchase a store-bought bagel ever again. You can top your bagel with whatever you like. I know a lot of people like cream cheese. Y'all know that that is not for me. I despise cream cheese and it despises me. But look at the inside of this bagel. It's so light and airy, and I'm a jam girl, specifically a raspberry jam girl. So we're gonna lather this bagel with some jam and enjoy it. These are literally so good, and it only took 4 ingredients. This next recipe is basically an Old Faithful. I love her so much. We're making a quick and easy tuna salad packed with some veggies. So I took 3 cans of the Star Kiss tuna packed in water, drained it really well, and then flaked it. And then I added a little bit of celery and red onion. And then I had some Kewpie mayo, however you say it. I think I prefer it to regular mayonnaise. It just has more of like a savory taste. Y'all really know that I'm not the biggest fan of mayo. I just want to use enough to bind the mixture together. And then we're gonna add the seasonings on the screen. Please season generously because I just feel like tuna can sometimes be very bland if you allow it, and on this channel I don't allow anything to really be bland, okay? Just take it easy on the salt seasonings, but everything else, go ham. Once you've mixed everything together, go ahead and transfer into a meal prep container. I like to use these glass ones. I feel like they really preserve the integrity of the food for at least 5 days, but honestly, this tuna is gonna be gone in like 3 realistically. You can serve this however you want, with crackers, on a sandwich, in a cucumber boat, on a rice cake. You do you. However, I'm gonna show you guys how I have been enjoying it lately. Some people love them, some people hate them. I've been using rice paper wrappers and making kind of like a tuna spring roll with it, and I've honestly been loving them because I'm not the biggest fan of bread to begin with. It's low in calories and it's just fun to eat. I'm a texture person and I personally do like the texture of a rice paper roll, but feel free to eat it however you want to. Next up, we are making a very simple, well, there's a few steps, but nothing really crazy, okay? A simple orzo salad. I love an orzo salad. A pasta salad's always gonna do me right. So I'm gonna measure out some orzo and basically just prepare it just as the box directs me to do it. I'm gonna boil mine in some chicken broth, but then I realized I didn't have chicken broth, so we had to make chicken broth. So I just put in 2 bouillon cubes into some boiling water, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix that, dissolve them in, and then add in our orzo and just boil it like the box directs. As my orzo is still boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and make the vinaigrette. For the orzo salad, I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil, some lemon juice, some seasonings like paprika, garlic, black pepper, red chili flakes, the usual on this channel, okay? Everything is pretty much the same. They just taste so good. Oh, and a little bit of lemon zest. The lemon zest really adds a brightness to this dish, so definitely don't forget to add that. If you have a mason jar, use that so you can just shake it up and not have to dirty up another utensil, but I didn't have one in the house, so we're just gonna use a whisk and whisk it all up together. Now it's time to cool the orzo. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it into a large bowl and allow it to cool before I add any of my other ingredients, because I am gonna be adding some vegetables like cucumbers, red onions, a little bit of feta cheese, and I don't want anything to melt or develop a weird texture because you know how I am about textures, y'all. Add in your mix-ins once the orzo is cool enough, top it off with the vinaigrette, and boom, you have one of the simplest but most delicious orzo salads. Y'all have seen me cook salmon 1,001,000 times on my channel. So, you know, we keep it pretty simple over here. I really just season with like some chili powder, paprika, black pepper, garlic, a little bit of salt, and then just a tiny bit of olive oil. You don't have to use the olive oil if you don't want to. I didn't have any spray olive oil, so this is just what I use. And I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that the seasonings are evenly distributed on both sides of the salmon. And then we're just gonna pop it in the air fryer because who really has time to stand over a stove and fry up some salmon? Not me. Maybe you do, but I don't have time. So I'm just gonna pop it in the air fryer at 380 degrees for about 8 minutes, or until it's cooked how you like it. So because I kept the salmon simple, I wanted to make a little sauce to go with it that would give it extra flavor. So I'm going to make a chimichurri sauce that is packed with parsley, cilantro, red onion, red crushed pepper, garlic, and dried oregano as my major aromatics. I'm just going to pop it in the blender really quick to chop up all of my veggies. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, some lemon juice, and red wine vinegar. I like a red wine vinegar. I've seen where you can use white vinegars or you can use apple cider vinegar. I'm not a fan of that. I really do like the taste of a red wine vinegar, so I'm just gonna go with that, and it never ever misses. I'm just gonna pop the lid back onto the blender, blend it up really good until it's nice and smooth, and there you have it, a quick and easy chimichurri sauce. Now our salmon is done, so you know what that means. This is my favorite part of every meal prep video, the plating. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop up some orzo salad. I tried to make the salmon real cute, but y'all know every time I turn this camera on, something's gonna embarrass me. It is. So I put the salmon on the plate, it finally cooperated, and I drizzled it with a little bit of that chimichurri sauce, and y'all, 10 out of 10 dinner. And last but not least, we are making a berry yogurt fruit bark cluster kind of deal. These are not new to my channel. I just feel like I'm just finding different ways to use up all the fruit that's in my fridge that I don't get to eat. So right now I'm gonna chop up about a half a pint of strawberries. I'm gonna make them pretty small so that they're kind of the same size as the blueberries that I'm gonna add in there as well. So enjoy me chopping. This takes a little bit of time, but honestly I felt like it went by pretty fast. So I'm gonna transfer that into a bowl and then also spill some in the process because, you know, that's what we do over here. And then I'm gonna add my blueberries, and then I'm using some Chobani Greek yogurt. You can use the vanilla one, but I didn't have that on hand, so I'm using roughly about a quarter to a third of a cup of the yogurt, and then I'm gonna sweeten it with a little bit of honey and of course cinnamon, because that is my go-to seasoning for yogurt. I just feel like yogurt is elevated in flavor when you add some cinnamon to it. It's like chef's kiss, I don't know. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up really well. If you have a little bit too much fruit in there, you can always add by the tablespoon some more yogurt so that you have enough to bind the entire mixture. Always start off with a little bit because you can't take out, but you can always add. Then I'm going to use a quarter cup scoop, and I'm going to make a quarter cup patties. I feel like that's kind of a weird way to describe it, but yeah, we're gonna make the clusters and each of them have a quarter of a cup of the mixture. And then we're gonna pop them in the freezer for a couple of hours to set. Now, you know, if it's chocolate, it's for me. I'm going to eat anything if it is dipped in chocolate. I'm using a mixture of dark chocolate and milk chocolate. I really like the brand Lindt. I don't know why, but I feel like their extra creamy is really extra creamy, and it's like not too sweet and has a really great chocolatey flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and break that up into some small pieces, add a little bit of coconut oil, and then pop it in the microwave and microwave in increments of 30 seconds to not burn the chocolate. And then once it's melted to my liking, I'll go ahead and mix it up really well, and then we're gonna dip each of our frozen patties and coat them on both sides to make sure that they get that beautiful chocolate shell. And that's really all you're gonna do for this. This is one of my favorite sweet treats. It's just so good. It makes me feel like I'm eating ice cream. I always like to have them when I'm craving ice cream or something. This is a great alternative. And yeah, that's that. All right, you guys, that's gonna be it for this week's meal prep. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, please let me know, is it more beneficial to get these videos on Saturdays or Sundays? Today, I was like, you know, I feel like Sunday would be best, but maybe you guys wanna like go grocery shopping on Saturday. So like, maybe it might be better. So just let me know down below in the comment section which day you prefer to receive a meal prep video from me. Also, let me know what was your favorite recipe from this meal prep. And if there are any recipes that you would like me to try on my channel or feature on my channel, also let me know that, because I am also looking, okay? Like y'all might have some stuff that I need. So give me the recommendations, tell me what you wanna see, and let's reach these health and fitness goals together. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also be sure to turn on your post notifications. That way you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And until next time, babes, I'll see you in my next.